crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
We're RoadtoRoota.com. We're talking silver today again. It's so important right now. On the global stage, more information came out about silver consumption in photovoltaics, solar panels. It is shocking. It is shocking the degree of either cover-up or stupidity when it comes to analyzing the solar market and how much silver is used in the solar market. Even the experts in solar get it wrong every single year, year after year after year. They can't figure out how much solar is going in. They don't want to be seen as an alarmist by saying there's too much, so they cut their numbers in half. The insanity of this is just mind-boggling. And I'll show you a couple examples of that. First of all, speaking of mind-boggling, let's take a look at the U.S. Mint. The U.S. Mint is required by law to make silver eagles in quantities sufficient to meet demand. That is the law. It changed a little bit, as in Janet Yellen makes that determination, but the same law is in place. Either she is making the wrong determination or there's something wrong with the entire system, because they are not making silver eagles to meet demand. So yes, silver eagles still have high premiums, not as high as they were, but they're still high premiums. The U.S. Mint is required by law to make silver eagles enough to meet demand, but also to price them at cost, at their cost, period, exclamation point. That's written into the law. They can't charge a markup, and they are. I mean, the big market's being charged at the prime dealer place because they can, because the U.S. Mint won't make enough coins. But the U.S. Mint is still charging a premium, which is completely and totally illegal on silver eagles and on gold eagles. Read the law, my friends. Read the law. It's just pass on costs. That's it. But Ventures Gibson, the head of the Biden administration mint expertise, can't quite figure that out. But there have been many mint directors who have screwed this up. So, yeah, get your silver eagles, absolutely. You're going to want U.S. coinage if you live in the United States. I do think there will be a differentiation between regular bullion coins if you live in the U.S. and U.S. minted coins. If you looked at my work on David Ryder, the old head of the mint, who worked at Honeywell to invent ways to identify each specific coin with the crystalline structure within the metal can be photographed, shall we say, and then a blockchain number assigned to it, so that every time that coin is used, it can be scanned. It says, oh, this is the coin that came from the U.S. Mint, because it has the same crystalline structure as the one originally put on the blockchain. Now, what blockchain will they use? Probably not Bitcoin. They might use their own blockchain. It must be immutable. You can't change it. It's the beauty of a blockchain. CBDCs will not work because they'll never be immutable. They'll never be open source software. They'll never be all the good things we like about cryptocurrencies. And I don't think if it does come, it will be attached to gold and silver, but that blockchain better be immutable, better be open source software, better be unscrewable. You can't mess with it. So maybe go off the Bitcoin blockchain. I don't know. Anyway, so the U.S. Mint is still lagging significantly on making silver eagles. Not as bad as they were, but they are clearly allocating. Look at February, March, and June all had 1,700,000 coins made. That's not demand. That's a random number. They said they're going to cap it at 1.7 million coins every month. We're capping it. It's illegal. There is more demand than there is supply, and by law, they're supposed to be equal. So Ventress Gibson needs to get off her ass and start making more Silver Eagles. They can make up to 5 to 6 million Silver Eagles a month if they try. They've done it before. I would say 4 to 5 is probably the number that they should be cranking out. That would meet demand right now. And demand is low right now, but they still can't meet it. Silver is still on allocation is what they call it, which is ridiculous. Silver Eagles. Allocations mean, okay, certain buyers, certain of the prime dealers get X amount of coins, and that's it. And even if they come in with a massive order, you don't get it. You get allocated a certain amount. It's fraud. Anyway, some other things going on with silver. We are still hovering way above the moving averages. But as this happens, the moving averages keep going up. So the moving average for the 200-day moving average, which is the big one, is at $25.37. In the past, the criminals at the COMEX would try to smash it down under the moving averages so it freaks out all the tech traders and then they can cover their shorts. They're finding out now, every time they smash it near the moving averages, India's buying everything they have. China's buying everything they have and taking physical delivery. So they can't do it anymore. They can't do it anymore unless they shut down the delivery mechanisms, which they might. For those of you playing the gold-silver ratio, we are down to 76. Obviously, when I was screaming when it was up at 90, if you swapped your gold for silver then, yeah, you're doing well. We're still way high. I mean, this is the 20-year gold-silver ratio, and the averages should be down by here in the low 70s. This is just the 20-year. I mean, coming out of the ground, it's coming out at 7 to 1. 7 to 1, and we're using 100% of the silver now. 100% of the silver that's mined is going into the industrial components now, mainly because of solar panels and electric cars. And don't think it's stopping. Don't listen to the idiots on the media tell you, oh, the future's not solar, the future's not electric cars. Then why are we making so many of them? I agree, the future is not solar, because when silver breaks $2,000, $3,000, people are going to rip their solar panels off their roofs and start melting them down. And they won't have the silver to make new panels. But everything's a con now. They just put this curtain in front of you that you're not allowed to see anything. Nothing. Anyway, if you want to swap your gold for silver, great move. If you ask me, Andy Scheckman does that over at Miles Franklin. Go to info@milesfranklin.com. Send him an email or go to the affiliates at RoadtoRoota, and there's the email address. Great people over at Miles Franklin. But now's the time you want to buy because nothing much is happening. The retail people come in late. And everybody's going to come in when silver breaks towards $50. People say, oh, I'm getting in. And whether or not it stops at 50, it'll probably stop once at 50 and then a fake head move down and then just cut 50 like a butter knife. Just right through 50, and then it's blue sky. Nobody knows where it'll go after 50. We'll find out, though. I think we're going to find out soon. Very interesting here. This is the delayed commitment of traders report from the COMEX. Look at this. Every single category in the commercial and the managed money, every single category was sold off that short week. No, it wasn't a short week. This is the week ending July 2nd. They go Tuesday to Wednesday for the week. But look at every single category. Minus 726, minus 1423, minus. I've never seen it where there were all minuses. What does that mean? Who's buying and who's selling? It means they're trying to get out of everything. Everybody's trying to get out of everything. There was a drop that's 55 million ounces from open interest. That's a lot. I mean, obviously there's still a lot open. And on Friday, on the rise above $30 last Friday, they added massive amounts of open interest. As a matter of fact, we can take a look at it. So the open interest is back to, so it was, as of Tuesday the 2nd, it was 154,000. And then look what happened Friday. Friday was the slam down day. It increased by 5,025. So half of it was added back on Friday because they added short massively for the slam, which they did, as you can see right here. So we go Monday, Tuesday. Here we go. Tuesday, and all of a sudden, Wednesday it starts jumping up, 4th of July, and then Thursday. And then Friday was the big jump, and it got up to $31.50. So what do? They throw all these derivatives on the derivative market, so now they're short, and now the idea is they got to slam it back down. It's a game. It's a con. It's America, unfortunately. But it's not just America. Look at this is the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association. This is the volume transferred per day, volume transferred in silver per day. And they want us to think this is a real number. The number right now averages 240 million ounces. 240 million ounces every single day gets physically transferred. That's bullshit. But there is a massive amount of silver being shifted over to solar panels and going to the east. And a lot of it comes from the LBMA. We don't know how much is pulled out. Look at that. I mean, let's just use that number, 240. If you go 240 million times 250 trading days, about 60 billion ounces. That's the total amount of silver that's ever been mined in history. It's ridiculous. First of all, there's not that much silver left out there. I think my guess is 2 to 3 billion ounces might be able to be brought to market, which is nothing. I mean, at $30 an ounce, what's that? 6 billion or 60 billion? 60 billion. $60 billion. Who doesn't have $60 billion these days? What country could use their coffers of U.S. dollars and buy all the silver on the planet? Well, Russia can. China can. A whole bunch of countries can. Who hates America? A hell of a lot of countries these days. At least the administration. Sorry, I got a cough. All right. I wanted to show you that. I wanted to show you... So my beginning rant on all the experts. The reason I'm saying this is this came out yesterday. Wood Mackenzie, world to add 3.8 terawatts of new solar capacity by 2030. Everybody's like, oh my God. Now, Wood Mackenzie has been wrong low, massively low every year for decades. Well, silver didn't really come into the prime until about 3 or 4 years ago. Now everybody's using solar. China's instigating it. They have, 90% of the manufacturing capability to make the solar panels. So they're sucking up all the silver. They say, hey, this is a great way to destroy the United States of America. Let's just buy all the silver to save the world. It's a Green Deal. So Wood Mackenzie comes out with this massive take on the next 9 years, right here. But it's nothing compared to what's really happening. It's really crazy. For example, Wood Mackenzie. Let's talk about Wood Mackenzie. They're one of the biggest solar analyst companies in the world. Here, this is from December 2023. Over 3 terawatts of DC power PV capacity will be built globally. Wait a minute. I thought they said it's 4. So just 6 months ago, they're saying 3. Now they're saying it's 3.8. Are you kidding me? What kind of analyst does this? And it happens every single time. It's like clockwork. Even the good ones. For example, here's Jenny Chase of Bloomberg, and she's known as the guru. And this is from March. The photovoltaic industry added about 444 gigawatts of new capacity in 2023, a 76% growth. We've talked about that a lot. Prices of solar modules are at record lows and supply of components is plentiful. End user markets are booming while manufacturers struggle to make a profit. Installations this year will top 520 gigawatts. But wait a minute. That's just the first quarter of 2024. What were they saying before? This chart is this is right here, 444, 443. I had it on. This is from Bloomberg. BNEF is Bloomberg NEF, their energy hand. They were saying this year is 511. Now they're saying at the same time they put out it is going to be 520, right? 511 to 520. You can reasonably say, hey, it's looking pretty good this year. So in the first quarter, they said 520. But wait a minute. Isn't this the same person right here in June? The industry is prime chaos, price below 10 cents per watt over a terawatt of manufacturing capacity, chasing 385 gigawatts of installations this year. 380. So it is just climbing and climbing and climbing. And every time it climbs, more and more silver is being used. And I've told you all, this year is the year of TOPCon, which uses maybe 50%, 60% more silver than the PERC modules. There's no thrifting going on. That's another lie of Jeff Christian and I mean, I've seen some pretty decent silver analysts say, "Oh yeah, it's all being thrifted out." Just are you kidding me? How stupid can you be? I don't know. I guess pretty stupid. But here's Jenny Chase back in 2020, just the beginning of 2023. It said global solar capacity hit 268, right? And that was shown on their chart right here. Well, they had 252, but close enough, right? But look at this. This is December of 2022. So a year, right? What was their prediction for 2023 was right here. Annual installations expect to hit 315 gigawatts. I'm like, why are you going so low? It was crazy then. It's crazier now. So they predicted 315, but the actual, where is she? The actual was 444. How big of a miss is that? And that's the closest one that came. Everybody else was saying, no, it's going to be 300 and whatever. Everybody lies in this industry. It is shocking. So she was predicting 520. She's already bumped that to 585. I've been saying for a while it's going to be between 6 and 7 gigawatts. 6 and 700 gigawatts for this year. They're already booked. They're already ready to go. Already ready to go. An interesting thing, how many PERC panels, the old panel style, will just stay in inventory for the rest of their lives? Because they're obsolete. They're pretty much obsolete. With the new TOPCon, they don't care how much silver they use. The silver price doesn't go up no matter how much you use. That's what the industry's been used to for the last 5 years. That's why solar's going crazy. It's so cheap because silver is free. Silver rigging is free. It's free to rig the silver market because we know the United States is going to rig it. Insane. So, yep, that's where we are. Again, you want some silver, go to Miles Franklin. Start with your local guy, I always said. Start with your local guy. That's who you're going to be selling your 1 ounce silver eagle to, and they're going to give you $1,000, $2,000, whatever it's worth at the time. So you have to make a relationship with your local guys. If you don't have a local guy, you don't trust your local guy, there's a lot of slime balls in silver. I wouldn't say slime balls. There's a lot of guys trying to make a buck off people who don't know what they're doing. So Miles Franklin will take care of you. Just say you're RoadtoRoota customer and send them an email, info@milesfranklin.com. You absolutely have to have as much silver as possible. Gold there's so many secrets going to be revealed in gold. Like it's not 200,000 tons. It's more like 2 million tons of gold that's ever been mined. Not even close to 200,000 tons. Not even close. And anybody who wants to close their eyes to that fact, go ahead, close your eyes. Your best bet, swap all your gold for silver now. And if you love gold, wait till they announce all the gold coming out of the Grand Canyon, which I've talked about many times. You're not allowed to go there for a good reason. The the military bases in the Grand Canyon. All the reasons why the Federal Reserve was actually created in 1913. It had nothing to do with the banks are taking over. It had to do with the potential for the entire system to be destroyed through the abundance of gold that was being found on the planet. Read Peggy and Sterling Seagrave's book, Gold Warriors, and you'll understand. You'll see, oh my God, that's 300,000 tons of gold that is documented in the Philippines. And why did GATA and those guys close their eyes to it? I mean, all the data's there, all the backup documentation. I have 3 CD-ROMs of all the documentation needed. There's Supreme Court cases. There's all kinds of information. And it was true. So the truth will set you free one day. Till then, join the private road at RoadtoRoota.com. Lots going on in cryptos and others. Bitcoin, Slam. We've been through so many, it doesn't even matter. Cryptos are for the future. Silver is for the present. We've been waiting 175 years for the release of manipulation of silver. Silver is for the present. When silver pops and it finally reaches fair market value, who knows what that is, I'm going to sell a lot of my silver for cryptos, good ones, especially Theta. Theta is the future. But I won't be out. That the problem is when that happens, I'm not going to be able to buy Theta at $1.30 or whatever crazy number it is. I'll be buying it at like $130 or $1,300 or whatever it goes to when the world finds out what it really is. So that's what I got for you. You want more info, go to RoadtoRoota.com. If you want to subscribe to the private road, go to subscribe today, and we will send you 1 Veritasium token loaded on paper wallet. It's a lottery ticket. Mind you, the odds of it happening are very low. But if it does happen, if the U.S. government does come to Reggie Middleton and say, oh, my God, all our exchanges have been broken, we need a way to move forward, that's where the lottery ticket comes in. That's what was in Cliff High's data. But we'll find out. Reggie got the patent on peer-to-peer transactions. Peer-to-peer capital market transactions. So all the DeFi stuff is under Reggie's patent. Anyway, go to RoadtoRoota.com, subscribe today, and I will talk to you guys later.